Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. This is Jerry Sansing with another edition of South Texas News and Reviews. It's December 17th, 2017. 2017's almost history. Our air times for this period of time, 6 months, is Tuesday at 9 p.m., Wednesday at 8 p.m. You can also please contact me. Let me know what you think at gsansing@gmail.com. We've been getting some very interesting emails here lately. Some are for me what I'm saying, some are against. That's fine with me. I'm a big boy, I can take it. It's also available on YouTube. If you go into YouTube and put in Gerald Sansing, it's written right there, Gerald Sansing, then you can watch the shows, this plus what's going on in Corpus Christi on YouTube. Anyway, I'll be right back. Okay, please be advised that we have a new mascot at Del Mar College. I'm going to discuss Del Mar College in a minute. And it's called Valdar. It's a Viking. Okay? And we spent a lot of money for that. I guess we're supposed to go out and razzle-dazzle everybody and so forth and so on. I thought we were a college, not a high school. But anyway, I wish we'd go ahead and adopt old Jiminy Cricket there, and have him go over there and take all those Pinocchios at the city and Del Mar College and so forth and so on, and scold them real good. We need it. So I vote for Jiminy Cricket for the mascot for, let's say, all of Corpus Christi, Texas, Nueces County. Anyway, I'll be right back. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, camera's rolling, lights are on. I'm going to take my seat as usual, and we'll see what we have on board for this evening. There's a lot going on in Corpus Christi, Texas that we need to talk to you about. I've got a little bit different slant on the news. I think people need to tell the truth for a change. And the truth seems to be something that eludes the publicly elected officials around here. Not all of them, the vast majority. Okay? So I'm a little stuffy tonight, so bear with me. I'd like to dedicate the roses again to my mother, Miss Connie, Miss Lynn, my deceased wife, and to a very dear friend of mine these days, she's April 23. Great lady, great lady. Anyway, air times I gave you over there. Now, if you need a schedule of all of the public access 10 channel programs, then would you please email me at gsansing, Sansing, @gmail.com, and I will give you the telephone number of my vice president of the Taxpayers Association, Jack Gordy, who's also the president of the Channel 10 Public Access Group. Okay, and he will be glad to mail you one. Okay, now we began our new 6-month rotation here on December the 3rd, and this will go through June the 2nd. But if you're interested in anything, Solid Rock Church number 4, you've got Searching the Truth, you've got the Hour of Victory, you've got Solid Rock Church number 7, you got Bayshore Word Church, you've got What's Going On in Corpus Christi, Texas, you've got South Texas News and Reviews, you've got The Voice of Ed Bennett, and there are an awful lot of shows that go on, okay? And then you've got there's a whole bunch of them, folks. Community Journal, Place Where Family Matters, Tabernacle of the Praise, AM, and so forth and so on. So we've got an awful lot of real good Flower Talks, another one. We've got some real good programs on Channel 10. So if you would, go ahead and email me at gsansing@gmail.com. I'll give you Mr. Gordy's number, and he will be more than happy to send you a copy of this. And it outlines all of the shows from about 6 o'clock a.m. Sunday through Saturday, through 12:30 p.m. 12:30 to 1. So there are an awful lot of good shows on, folks. So take advantage of that if you would. Just email me. Now, what I'm going to do first is I'm still very, very concerned with the lack of compassion and lack of any concern for the disabled in this city, okay, and in the surrounding area, particularly in the city. So once again, I'm going to say that one of the most despicable things I've ever seen in my life is the fact that we have a city attorney and a city council that doesn't give a tinker's damn about the plight and the well-being and so forth of the disabled in this town. And I can prove that, okay? Now, I've got so disgusted with this, and along with Mr. Gordy, finally, and it was AEP that did it, cut down the palm trees over there along Airline at the Gulfway Center, where people could not get down, the sidewalk if you were disabled, particularly if you're on a walker, if you're in a wheelchair, and more importantly these days, folks, how about a young mother with a stroller, maybe with a single child in there? I've seen them up to triple, with triplets and so forth. Now, how in the world are they going to get down the sidewalk over there? I mean, these are, younger people. I don't think they've got enough money to buy a vehicle to get around with, which is, I hope, curable one of these days. But they try. I mean, they're good people, folks. And here they are going down the sidewalk, and they've got, according to Mr. Risley down there, our esteemed city attorney, then you can just go into the parking lot and get run over, or you can go into the street on that, in that case, Airline, over here at Ayers and Tarleton. You can either go into the street into Ayers and get killed, or you can go around into that parking lot at the Quickie store and get run over there or gassed or whatever. I mean, what in the world is the matter? You have got a predominant city council that does not give a damn about the disabled. And that includes not only our entire disabled, which is a lot of people, and our young mothers and fathers that are pushing strollers, but our veterans. How about the disabled veterans that are in wheelchairs and so forth and so on? And then when Abel Alonso passed, I mean, he was the greatest thing since sliced bread. And he had sued the city for ADA non-compliance, but they thought he was just wonderful. And here, I mean, what a if that's not an oxymoron, I don't know what is, folks. Okay, it's a twist that just makes me want to vomit when I think about how they praise that man for being an advocate for the downtrodden and everything else. And he was disabled, and he had to put up with the same garbage. So, city, you're incredible. Now, I did write the U.S. Department of Justice back in September 11th of this year, and I complained about that, and I wanted them to come down and investigate all of these things. First thing I got, I sent it, here's who I sent this in care of. Okay, the VA Inspector General Hotline, Donald Trump, John Cornyn, Blake Farenthold, Juan Chuy Hinojosa, Todd Hunter, Rick Spurl, and the Caller Times. I finally got a response from, let's see, which one was it? I think it was Mr. Hunter's office the other day. So I'm going to go ahead and present that to them. Okay. Now the city sent me a letter, which is total and complete nonsense. I've been in the room with Mr. Risley when he said that, we don't have to comply with ADA rules. We don't have the money. We don't have the time nor the inclination. So they said Citizens Accessibility Grievance Form. This was concocted. It doesn't say when it was. Oh, okay. In July 2017 was when it was revised, so to speak. Okay. Prior to that, they didn't give a damn about us people complaining about that. So this was Sylvia V. Wilson, Human Relations Administrator, care of Mr. Miles Risley, City Attorney. He doesn't care, folks. The man's black-hearted. Sue me. You're an attorney. You're a hotshot attorney. Then, sue me. Then I also sent it to the Department of Justice. Bottom line is they say they don't have time, even though under the Department of Justice, which is a Civil Rights Division, and the ADA compliance and so forth, they don't have time. They've got so many complaints nationwide that they can't take care of Corpus Christi, Texas. I wish they'd come down there and sue their socks off, to tell you the truth. But here they've got independent living centers and so forth that I can go and talk to them and see if we can raise some more sympathy. Well, you know, this Carmen Romero, director of Intake Unit Disability Rights Section, she didn't give a damn. I guess that Carmen is a female. Okay, so I guess that means the whole Department of Justice doesn't give a damn about disabled people here, and I'm paying for it through the nose with my taxes and so forth and so on, and they don't care. Then I figured, well, I'd send it to the VA department too, Veterans Affairs and the Veterans Administration, because we have an awful lot of veterans who are disabled, you know, in every community. But they said they don't have time. I can go to these other places and ask for help. Okay, so bottom line is, folks, if you're disabled out there, there's nobody in the city or in the federal government or the state level or whatever, obviously, that really cares about your future and what you're going through. Okay, and I enjoy paying taxes to have them just go ahead and lie to us like that, don't you? So if you are disabled and you are concerned with this, then why don't you contact me at gsansing@gmail.com, and I'll be glad to do that. If you can't get me with that, if you don't have access to internet and so forth and so on, computers, then go over there to the VA office and have them look me up and email me, and I'll get back with you with that, because I'm not at home ever. I do triple overload classes at Del Mar College. I'm very, very busy from 8 o'clock in the morning, which means I'm up at 6 until 9, 10 o'clock at night, taking care of students 4 or 5 days a week. But I'm accessible. All you got to do. There are a lot of people that know me, so just go ahead and call them and give me a telephone number, and I'll call you back. Okay? Now here's another one. Now, there's several of us, many of us, that are concerned about the city and Del Mar College spending huge amounts of monies on attorneys that are outside of the city of Corpus Christi or outside of the district. Okay? Now, I don't know what to say about that, but my vice president of the Taxpayers Association, who's also the president of the Public Access User Groups 10, which is this channel, okay, Mr. Jack Gordy, requested information from the city about how much are we spending for outside attorneys. Now, we've got, I think, 26 attorneys. That may include Mr. Risley, who's our city attorney, and they're down there making, good money at the city. 26 attorneys to run this place, okay? Now, I find that incredible. But anyway, he asked about how much money we're spending out of town. Now, he got this back. Here are the total billings with the invoices and the vendor numbers and so forth. And I'm asking currently for all of the billings, the itemized billings for all this. Okay. Now here's a company. It's called Coach Rose, and this ran from 12/16/16 to 04/17/17, and the checks totaled up to $550,000, $527.37. For what? Okay, that's a lot of money for an out-of-town attorney, folks. And then we've got another one here that went to Sledge Law and Public Strategies Company, and that billing went from 7/28/16 to 4/4/17. And I'm sure there's more than that now, but that was $34,562.38. And then we've got Lloyd Gosselink Rochelle. That's from 4/14/16 until 11/22/16. No, wait a minute. It keeps going until 03/17, and the total we paid them was $513,120.40, which totals, folks, up to outside attorneys at $1,098,216.15. And for what? Don't we have attorneys in town that can handle it business? I want to know, and I'm going to find out, because this is, I mean, that's ludicrous, folks. That's total insanity. All right. Now, we don't have any local attorneys that can handle this? I know that Del Mar College, paid a fortune for the title work that went on to that boondoggle out there called the Southside Campus, that 96 plus acres out there at Rodfield and Yorktown, that swampland that we're going to build a $500 million campus out there. Okay? And I'm going to discuss how much that's going to cost you. You're going to have a 40-50% increase in your tax rates, folks, over the next couple of years, just to support and pay off those bills. And for what? We don't need them. I've been at Del Mar since '89, August of '89, and I see empty classrooms all over East and West Campus. But now we've got this burning desire to give all of our contractor buddies and our architect buddies, and electrician buddies and air conditioning buddies and all the rest of this stuff, big bucks to build a campus for 20,000 students on 96 acres of swampland out there. The majority of the Board of Regents and the Del Mar College administration, which is overbloated big time, but they've lost their minds, folks. Why would they want to encumber you for that kind of money and then try to keep the East and West Campus open for a total of 32,000 students when we've got empty classrooms galore? I ran Saturday classes many years ago so we could use the facilities. Then I was told I was making too damn much money teaching 2 overloads Saturday classes at adjunct, which is at rate, which is a third of my salary. And I did that for the students. But then when they told me that I had some fellow faculty members that were jealous that I was making a bunch of money, which I was not, okay, then I just told them to shove it. I don't need that crap, okay? And I hate to have the students, and we've got students that really do need Saturday classes, folks. But to have them go over there and insult me at that level and lie about me, I'm just not going to put up with it. Which will bring me to some other subjects, okay? Now, since I'm on this, and the city stinks, okay, and, I'd like to put the pox on all of those members down there of the city council. Most of them need it. It's a sorry group, folks. You've elected a very sorry group. Listen to this one. Julia Garcia, Corpus Christi's old shoreline lanes reopened for traffic study. Now, I went down there yesterday to go to a graduation, or I guess it was Friday, to go to a graduation at the American Bank Center, which I hate with a passion, but April 23 was graduating, bless her sweetheart, and I was down there as part of the faculty for the graduation. But that old road was not open, okay? Now, traffic has reopened on what is called Old Shoreline Boulevard for a temporary traffic study. Now, this came out on 12/15, and that was graduation day. That road was not open. So, Julia Garcia, would you go down there and figure out what in the world's going on? Are you having your leg pulled by this city council and the mayor? Okay. That portion of shoreline will be open through the holidays so officials in the city manager's office can see how much vehicular traffic goes through, said Mayor Joe McComb. Now, Mr. McComb, you've been a real disappointment to me and the Taxpayers Association, and we discussed that on the first Saturday of every month, if you'd like to go by over there. And then if you would, go onto YouTube and look up what's happening in Corpus Christi, Texas, a 30-minute show that I report. And, if you want to see my ugly face some more for 30 minutes on that one, then go do it. Out of the clear blue gates placed at Cooper's Alley and Shoreline Boulevard earlier this year, McComb said he thinks it's unnecessary and creates a terrible intersection. Well, it is. I mean, that whole debacle down there. Thank you, Joe Adami and Chris Adler and all of the people that screwed that whole bayfront up. Okay, through the gates, though the gates are new, the road has been closed to traffic for more than 2 years because then city leaders said it would spur downtown pedestrian traffic and safety. In February 2015, Corpus Christi diverted northbound traffic to Shoreline Boulevard to 2 lanes, which curve away from the seawall. The other lanes were closed to vehicular traffic
to promote a bayfront park, now known as Water's Edge. That was that Trey McCampbell horse manure, destination bayfront. And, I'm popular as inflamed hemorrhoids because I had all the no destination bayfront signs up. And then I was one of 5 people that Carlos Valdez and the city sued for halting the destruction of the Memorial Coliseum down there, which could have been the the key to the whole thing. These people are crazy, folks. Okay. Now, then it goes on to say nobody knows who sanctioned those barricades. Now, city council members, if you don't know any more about what's going on in this city than that, would you please go ahead and resign, and let's put some people in there that have at least got a brain? What was it, the straw man? If I only had a brain. I don't know. This city council is brainless, and they don't care, and that's the reason they keep somebody like our city attorney who doesn't give a damn about anything except his own ego. All right, then we've got our area around here. I fought for 6-7 years, very hard, and led a fantastic organization of people called the Clean Economy Coalition that put an end to the possibility that Las Brisas Energy Center would ever be around here. And then, I talked to Voestalpine at the time. They were trying to come in here. Now, Voestalpine, I think it's Austrian company. They've got that iron ore refinery where they make iron pellets and ship them all over the world. They're the ones that have got black magnetic dust all over everything in Portland, Ingleside, and so forth and so on. The noise that you can't even hear at night because they're making so damn much noise over there. They've got big floodlights on, so it looks like high noon at midnight. It's incredible. And then the local people around here, tax abatement. How much money can we make for our local people around here, our real estate people and our architects and engineers and so forth and so on. And let's go ahead and screw the taxpayers. Okay. So Portland, I'm sorry about that, but it pollutes my air way over here across the bay also. So I don't know what to say. Voestalpine gets more time to settle $60 million in claims. Okay, they'll never settle that, folks. They're going to continue on because the city council around here and our county government and our state and so forth are greedy. Just the Grinch. Okay, and they don't care. They don't care about your health and welfare. Now, then what happens is, what's going to be on top of that over there in Portland and so forth, program will help residents compete for jobs with Exxon. This is that glycol plant they're going to build over there. It's, Exxon Mobil with the Saudi Arabian company, and they're going to put $10 billion worth of plastic manufacturing facility over there, which is a potential air hazard. I'm not supposed to know what I'm talking about with a PhD in biochem and a PhD in microbiology and a lot of toxicology studies and publications in my past, but I'm not supposed to know what I'm doing. I'm supposed to just knuckle under and say, hey, all these county and city officials and they know more than I do about it. Okay, so if Portland residents, if you don't rise up and raise hell about this and go straight to the Attorney General and to the Governor and say, hey, we don't want this mess over here, it's going to ruin our whole ecology and our property values and everything else, then I don't know what to tell you, except that's going to be one hell of a bad deal. Okay? And then we've got M&G that didn't pay people off. How many people did they kill over there? Now we got that big pile of rust over there on the bayfront. And you can go ahead and thank all of your elected officials around here, from Del Mar College, Board of Regents, City Council, the county commissioners, and Mr. Hunter and Chewy Hinojosa, and the Attorney General, and our fair governor up there, Mr. Greg Abbott, for letting you down. They don't give a damn about your health and welfare. All they want to do is get money for their buddies. That's what it's all about. Money talks, and the rest of us walk. I'm just being honest with you. Now, then we have the federal level, and this is a commentary by Gregory L. Fenves, is the president of the University of Texas at Austin, and Danny J. Anderson is the president of Trinity University. Tax plan would hurt Texas universities and students. So here they're squawking about if we tax these endowments that they get, then there are going to be students that can't get money to go to school. Okay. Well, I sympathize with them. You know, I had to work my butt off to get through school, folks. I went from, undergraduate with biology and chemistry majors at the undergraduate level. I paid for all of my education. I did not owe a dime. I worked my ass off for the years that I was in college to obtain those, which was about 4. And then I went to graduate school and boiled a 7-year program down, PhD and master's degree in both biochemistry and microbiology. And I worked my ass off on grants 26 hours a week, which I could not use for publication or for master's degree thesis or dissertation. And I left graduate school with both of my degrees with double majors in 2 weeks shy of 4 years. I didn't sleep. And that was not an insignificant university, folks. Go try out Auburn University for rigor. See what you come up with. Now, I sympathize with these students, but, something's got to give here, folks. And I'm going to restudy this and see what I think. But, it was a commentary by the 2 presidents of private universities, and they're well endowed with a whole bunch of money. Unfortunately, Del Mar College is not. Okay. DMC campus vision continues to evolve. This is that 96 acres of swampland that you people voted for the first installment of. I think it was $137 million. And here's what they're going to put out there for you. Okay? Now, I've seen millions of dollars spent on architects, and if you go back and look at their involvement in the political campaigns for that Southside campus, okay, which was called Del Mar Works, okay? Then, $5,000 contribution by certain architects has evolved into over $1 million worth of checks so far. How does that sit with you? And then all these engineering companies and consultants and so forth, that's, hundreds of thousands of dollars. But here's what we're going to do out there on 96 acres of swampland. This came out on the 13th of this month. The main building, 103,281 square feet. It's going to contain the general instruction, 6 classrooms, student services, testing center, student center, library, campus administration, police, and the IT, the Informational Technology Department. Okay? Then we've got the STEM building. That's the science, technology, engineering, and math courses. They call it STEM now. 104,717 square feet. General classrooms, 10. Computer classrooms, 4. 60-seat multi-purpose classroom. 100-seat lecture hall. Math learning center. Studios for architecture and engineering, civil, chemical, mechanical, and electrical engineering. Okay? Teaching labs for sciences, biology, chemistry, and physics, 10 laboratories, and the administrative offices. Culinary Institute, that's just what we need, folks. Okay, 49,775 square feet. Culinary teaching labs, dining room, and support, 5 of those. General instruction, 3 offices or 3 rooms, administrative offices, and a 450-seat community meeting room. That's what you get for $137 million. You've been duped, folks. You've been duped big time. Now, another thing that I'm going to switch to is the Bill of Rights under the Constitution of the United States. Okay? You need to just go in and plug that in and find out what your rights are. Now, I have indicated to you that on both sides of my family, since the early 1700s, my forefathers have fought for this country. I am my daughters are daughters of the Revolutionary War eligible because there are people that fought on my mother's side at Lexington and Concord, and then on my dad's side, it's a little sketchy on the thing, but they were shooting at redcoats in the Carolinas during the 1770s. I mean the 1760s, 1770. And then I've had my father is one of many, many in my background folks that was one of the probably the most highly decorated, or not the most, but one of the most highly decorated fighter pilots that ever flew out of World War II and Korea and Vietnam. So I have the First Amendment rights to free speech, okay? And these Bill of Rights are the first 10 amendments to the Constitution, and you need to go read those, okay? I need to be able to face my accuser, which has been withheld from me at Del Mar College. They've lied about me, they've lied to me, and so forth and so on, and I do not mind bringing that up. Now, a good dear friend of mine by the name of Bruce Olson, Colonel Olson, he was 32-year Army veteran. He was Special Forces Airborne Ranger. He's a PhD historian. He knows constitutional history and law and so forth and so on. And he was unceremoniously, because he blew the whistle on some transgressions of several administrators at Del Mar College back in, starting about 2006 through 2011. And then on January 2nd of 2012, he went over to his office, and the office door lock did not work. So he called me up. I was in the lab working on that day. Okay. And I went over there and confirmed, hey, Bruce, guess what? Somebody's changed your lock or something's wrong here. So we went over to the security office, and they said, oh, well, that's you need to go take that up with the Vice President of Instruction. Okay? So we went over there. Now, the guy's name was Dr. Fernando Figueroa, and he was not in his office when we arrived. So they sent out, the secretary sent out and went and got him. That was a Monday morning, I think, where he was in conference with the president and the, quote, president's group. So in walks the president 30 minutes later, along with Dr. Figueroa, and he said, gee, Dr. Olson, this is President Escamilla to Dr. Olson. I didn't know about this until 30 minutes ago. Now, since then, that statement has changed. But I sat there and I witnessed that, folks. And Dr. Olson is a very good friend of mine. He's one of the most outstanding people I've ever met in my life. Okay? And I'll just admit that. He's well organized. He's a PhD historian. He's a very bright guy. He's got administrative experience and abilities that you wouldn't believe from his military training, and, running divisions and so forth and so on. So he knows what he's doing. Now, when you're told by the president that he didn't know that you were locked out until 30 minutes beforehand, then who authorized the lockout? Now, Dr. Olson had filed 2 whistleblower complaints against Del Mar College, and legitimately, and that's the reason they said they locked him out. Okay? It was retaliation. That's what it is. Del Mar College administrators and attorneys and so forth are nothing but third-rate bullies. I mean, they've got no sense, they've got no brains, they've got no ethics and so forth and so on. They're just bullies, okay, and thugs. Now, so then Dr. Olson went to mediation, and they mediated the thing, and then when he got his contract to sign, it wasn't at all what the mediation indicated, so he said, I'm not signing this. I'm not going to retire and so forth and so on and take a certain amount of money for this. That's how brilliant Del Mar College administrators and attorneys are. They're imbeciles as far as I'm concerned, and I wish they'd go and sue me. Okay. Now, here's what I got from Dr. Olson recently. Oh, well, let me back up. Okay. So Dr. Olson had sued the college. The college countersued him. It went to the 13th Court of Appeals, and since that judge down there at the county court at Law 2 is a puppet, I think, of the administration over here and our general counsel, Mr. Augustin Rivera. They're friends from somewhere in the past. But anyway, what happened was she ruled against Dr. Olson. He appealed to the 13th Court of Appeals, and the 13th Court of Appeals came back and said, hey, you're still employed. They were in gross error over there at Del Mar College, and the judge too. Then the college went ahead and appealed that ruling from the 13th Court of Appeals to the Texas Supreme Court, and this is about $300,000 later, folks. And the Texas Supreme Court said, hey, he's still employed. We agree with the 13th. So then it went back to court back in October, I think it was. Okay, let me get the dates for you. October 30th to November 2nd. So the appeals court remanded it back to the county court at Law number 2. So it went to trial. It was a jury trial, folks, and it lasted until November 2nd. Okay, it was about a 3 or 4 day trial. I've tried to participate. They wouldn't let me in. So then what happened, the jurors said that they said that Del Mar College was wrong and that the damages to Dr. Olson were $544,000, plus he had to spend $120,000 in attorney's fees, so we grant him that too. So that, I think that adds up to about, what, $664,000? Ouch. Now, the judge has not signed off on that. I don't know why. I don't know what the reluctance is. I wish he'd go ahead and write the county and so forth and so on and find out what that's all about. But I get this email from Dr. Olson. Now, he is rather concerned. I've never seen him mad. He's like me. I don't get mad. I don't get even. I just get even. But mad is not going to cut it. Then you say and do things that you shouldn't, which I try to avoid at all costs. Now, on the 14th, which was 3 days ago, I get an email from Bruce A. Olson, and he says that to the Honorable Dr. Gerald Sansing, President, Corpus Christi Taxpayers Association, Corpus Christi, Texas. Okay? Now, dear Professor, or dear President Sansing, transmitted hereon is a copy of the whistleblower report I filed today with President Dr. Mark Escamilla, Del Mar College President. Okay? Now, it's a 26-page whistleblower, folks, and they think that Dr. Olson's an idiot. Okay? They think that everybody that works for Del Mar College is an idiot. That's the reason that they step up. They're a bunch of bullies and intimidators. Good luck, folks. Why didn't you come after me? You've lied about me before. You've done everything you can with witch hunts over there. And I've told them several times, my mother's family, all the way back to the 1690s or so, early 1700s, was from Salem, Massachusetts. So I damn sure know witch hunt when I see one. And Del Mar's gone after me several times. They've lied to me, they've lied about me, and they've covered up for the privileged few over there that can do no wrong. But here's a 26-page whistleblower that was filed on the 14th, and how much money are we going to spend on that? Now, on that lawsuit, if the judge signs it and says she was going to accept what the jury came back with, then Del Mar College, with this general counsel, Mr. Augustin Rivera, egotistical maniac over there, he's going to go ahead and appeal it again and lose another $2 or $3, $5 million. Okay, I don't know how much it's going to cost. It's incredible, but that's what we do over there. Okay. And then in the Del Mar College notes to the financial statements for the year ended August 31st, 2017, on page 80 of that document, it says pending lawsuits and claims. And this was on December 12th, I think, is when this board of regents meeting came up. The college has an ongoing lawsuit filed by a former employee related to a settlement agreement reached in January 2012. Okay? No, the agreement wasn't. It was mediated, and then when they wrote it up, it did not conform to the mediation, ladies and gentlemen, and that's the reason that Dr. Olson did not sign it. Excuse me. Got the hiccups. Okay. This matter went to trial on October 30th, 2017. On November 2nd, 2017, the jury returned a verdict that stated that both the college and the plaintiff had reached the settlement agreement, but that the college breached first. Okay, now this is what comes out of Del Mar. This is in their own writing. The jury also found that the plaintiff had sustained damages in the amount of $544,000 and attorney's fees in the amount of $120,000. These amounts would be offset by an $180,000 payment paid under the original settlement agreement. No, they're not going to be offset. Okay, the judge in the case has not entered a judgment against the college. Management contends that the plaintiff's claims in this case are without legal or factual merit, and that the college will be able to defend this action on appeal. Now, Del Mar College administrators, Del Mar College, not all the Board of Regents, but the majority of the Board of Regents members, and the in-house counsel, along with insurance attorneys and so forth and so on, said that the jurors who sat there and heard that and rendered a verdict were incorrect. So, are we going to go through another $300,000 to appeal this for a second or third time and still lose it? Taxpayers, you're being screwed out there. I'm a taxpayer. I don't appreciate it at all. And then at August 31st, 2017, various lawsuits and claims involving Del Mar College were pending. What else have we got that we're being sued for, folks? I mean, you've got quite a track record over there screwing things up and getting your butts sued. I mean, it's incredible. While the ultimate liability with respect to litigation asserted against the college cannot be reasonably estimated at this time, this liability, to the extent not provided for by our insurance or otherwise, is not likely to have material effect on the college. How much are we paying in insurance premiums, folks? And then above that, Del Mar College, when a spouse, family member, or whatever expires at Del Mar College, let's say in my case when my wife passed away, I heard our esteemed, I don't know what she calls herself, and she's the human resources person, the one that runs the college over there essentially. Okay? She said that we don't have to inform people as to what they're owed in insurance and compensation for the deceased, vacation time, medical leave, and so forth and so on. I heard her say that in a faculty council meeting when a woman lost her spouse. Okay, so what they do is they don't tell you about that, folks. Now, what kind of chicken manure is that? Okay, and here it is. The college grants sick leave and regular, so now they're putting it out and letting people know. I had to fight to get the money that my wife was owed for my kiddos. Okay, it's despicable over there. Those people are they don't give a damn about anything. And then going back to Dr. Olson's deal. On December 4th, here's the Foghorn magazine, our newspaper, student newspaper. This is page 1. DMC faces possible payment. Jury rule school must pay former professor $664,000. And then they say at the end that Mr. Rivera over there is going to go ahead and appeal that. And then here it says, legal battle has cost Del Mar $295,000. Former employees sued the college for breach of contract back in 2012. And this came out 12/16. That was yesterday in the Caller Times. Finally, Beatrice Alvarado, she's the reporter for the educational end of it. And you know, I hate to say this, Ms. Alvarado, but I don't think you know what you're doing. You need to quit listening to your people, because I'm going to go, if I have time, go over the $1.5 million so far with advertising that Del Mar College does, as if nobody in the community of 400,000 or less knows what Del Mar College is. That's your tax money, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, well, it comes from the federal government and the state. Well, who pays the state and federal taxes? Who pays the Del Mar College district taxes? I do. Okay? $295,000 for that blankety blank 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 attorney and those blankety blank 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 administrators and blankety blank 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 Board of Regents members to try to cover their posteriors. I'm using anatomical terms. See, I'm qualified to teach anatomy, physiology, and $295,000, folks. And they're going to appeal it again. Good luck. Okay. And then at the 12th of December meeting of the Del Mar College Board of Regents, I want to direct your attention to, it says, discussion and possible action related to proposed board letter to Regent Watts addressing ethical and so forth. This is the fourth time they've tried to sanction him. Then also at that meeting, the number 1 closed session, Texas Code so-and-so, consultation with legal counsel regarding pending or contemplated litigation or claims, including cause number so-and-so, Bruce Olson versus Del Mar College, and other pending legal matters, or a settlement offer and the seeking of legal advice from counsel on pending or contemplated legal matters and claims. And then the letter D, it's Regents' responsibilities. That's Regents Watts. They're going to go ahead and censure him again, which means absolutely nothing. They're spending your money, folks. They're here, September 30th, 2017, Del Mar College income/expense statement, current operating funds. Now, I've got a couple of these. I didn't get the updated one. The one for October's out. Okay, but then that came out in the December board meeting. Advertising. This was back in September. For this year, we have spent $1,170,000 and $1,170,583. Okay, and that's about what it was in 2017. Audit and legal fees. Okay, now we don't hire an in-house auditor. Okay, $1,351,000. Okay, and a lot of that was legal fees. Consultants and contract labor, $3,288,853. Now, do we really need that many consultants over there? I thought we were paying the president and the rest of these people over there, administrators and all, to be able to handle that. Okay, I would think so. Why do we need consultants? Don't our bloated administration members know how to take care of business? That's the reason that one of them was $1.5 million off with the presentation to the Board of Regents on the budget. Security, $955,400, and if you drop down here, campus police is $325,000. So, what are we? About 1.4 million dollars, and then insurance. Let's see, insurance is $1,196,000, and that's just in September. So I guess we're paying a lot of money to cover the butts over there of people that keep screwing up, like in the case of Bruce Olson. And then here the Del Mar College Statistical Supplement 9, ratios of outstanding debt last 10 fiscal years. Okay, now it's 2017. Our coastal bin, let's see, general bonded debt ratios per full-time student equivalent for each one of our students. This full-time over there at Del Mar College, our debt per student is $19,140. Okay, and that's jumped up from $10,000, which was in, well, I guess last year, 2016, it was $20,000. And these are all the bonds and so forth and so on. So I've had a CPA calculate that your taxes on your property around here are going to go up at least 40% to cover all this Southside campus building and all these fluffy things we've got. You can't encumber people for $600 million, folks, and expect to have the taxes go down. Incredible. And then, like I say, we've got the compensatable stuff. I went over that. And, how many pending lawsuits have we got besides Dr. Olson's? How much have insurance premiums increased? I'm going to find out. I've got a Public Information Act request. I'm going to file for that. Now, what I would like for you taxpayers out there to focus on, okay? Now, I am the president of the Taxpayers Association in Corpus Christi, Texas. I have that other TV show. It's called What's Happening in Corpus Christi. And you can go on YouTube, put in Gerald Sansing, GeraldSansing, and both shows show up. And you can watch the current issues or the past issues or whatever. And like I say, if you'll email me at gsansing@gmail.com, I'll give the number to you of the guy that will send you the schedule for all of the Public Access 10. He's the president of that whole group. His name is Jack Gordy, and he is the vice president of the Taxpayers Association. And very outspoken and honest at Del Mar College board meetings. He's as popular as inflamed hemorrhoids over there, as am I. Okay, now what we need to focus on here, and the taxpayers we have our meeting the first Saturday of every month at the Small Planet Delicatessen, which is Staples, and Saratoga at 2 o'clock in the afternoon in the back room in the meeting room. So please show up if you're concerned, or email me. I'll give you that information. gsansing@gmail.com. Okay, Dr. Olson's court victory and additional pending litigation. Then, how many have been hidden from the taxpayers? How much of this stuff has been hidden? You can't get that information. It's not discussed in the public. Okay, and it took an act of Congress and God to get Beatrice Alvarado to publish it in the Caller Times. They're making good money down there for advertising, folks. And then I understand that the subscription of mine to that what I consider to be a rag is going up. The only reason I take the damn thing is to keep up with what's going on and get the perspective for my news shows. The new construction of $296 million of buildings that will be fully depreciated at the rate of $6 million per year. It'll fully be depreciated in the year 2070. 2070, folks. Now we're at 2017. At $6 million a year for that long. You're in trouble, taxpayers. The interest payment on the bonds to finance these buildings of between $10 and $12 million per year until 2045. That's what it's going to cost us. Okay. So what are they going to do when they get these $5 to $12 million profits over there and can't give anybody any raises and so forth? Del Mar College is going down the tubes, folks, and I'm going to talk about a vote of no confidence here pretty quick. The additional repayment of this debt that will be added to the interest expense in the debt service ad valorem tax over the next 25 years of bonds. Now, we need another roughly $200 to $300 million to complete that boondoggle out there on West Campus. And then I'm totally, in here it says Del Mar College Regents to raise tuition. They did raise tuition for these fine folks. They said that they needed that to cover the expense of having a 5% increase in student population at Del Mar College. We fell by 4%. They say it's only 1%, but you know, you can't believe too much about what's said over there. And then I've got the 2-year public institutions report from the state, and this is horrifying. Okay, student enrollment between the change between 2011 and 2016 at Del Mar College was 2%, 2.8. Excuse me, 2.8. I'll round it up. No, it was minus 2.8%. So we've lost since 2011. Okay. Graduation rates. 6 years has been full-time students 25.3 and part-time 16. That's abysmal, folks. Okay. It's great. Transfer rate 12%. This is abysmal, and we're paying for a bloated, administration over there. And then what we've got is our quest to go ahead and pound Dr. Guy Watts over there with a 4th censure. Now, it's costing us money to do all that stuff. Here we've got these real expensive ads over there for some of these biology classes, which don't transfer anywhere near worldwide. And this is for biology 1414, the night section for the spring of 2018. And I checked the enrollment the other day in that class, and it's 0. So we're paying for all these fancy things. These are stuck on every wall over there at Del Mar College, and they'll stay up for months on end. And then we had this payment. We paid a bunch of money for a mascot over there. I don't know if you can see it. It's a Viking, a little clown-like Viking. Okay. And they had a big contest to name him. Valdar is his new name. Okay. Faculty finds fire system alarming in the Buddy Venner's building over here. The fire alarm system's been out for months and months and months. And they say, well, we just can't get anybody to fix it. Okay, so we got a person over there sleeping on a bench full time that if they smell smoke, they can alert and get all of the collegiate high school students out of there and faculty members in the Venner's business building. And then on the front of the November 17th, boy, this has been a while back, but this still, who is handling our money? Del Mar stuck in contract with company that was fined for deceptive practices. Ooh, I don't know what to say, folks. All I want, and I've already got it, is the TV and movie rights to the Del Mar College story. Nobody's going to believe it. Okay, and then we've got Mark Stolley. He's out here telling people not to move into rental houses because they've had break-in down the street. The kid that broke in was there, and we've got people that are in investment property around here. So that's just what we need, is a person running for a judgeship around here that discourages people from moving into houses after they paid deposits and so forth. That's so I want to keep his name in mind. Mark Stolley. I think he's running for that esteemed Guy Williams spot. Guy Williams is a prince of a guy. Okay? I've had dealings with him in the past, and they were not good. Okay, so I'm going to drop it at that. But I hope that I've informed you of things. You need to start calling your regents, city council members, and raising unmitigated hell. That's the only way you're going to do it. Because my ancestors were raising hell back in the 1760s and 70s and so forth and so on. And look what we've got. We've got a free country mostly, and I won't get into that. And I find a lot of these politicians and so forth actions with women that totally despicable. And I'll speak of that next week. Anyway, I'm going to cut it off and show you the roses. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, those yellow roses are knocked down beautiful. To Miss Connie,
Miss Lynn into April 23. Now please email me at gsansing@gmail.com. I'll get you all the information, contact information for all of your elected officials around here. And it's time that you can pull the Revolutionary War system of raising hell. That's the only way we're going to get it done.